Jumping to conclusions in the area of communication during multicultural interactions can cause, among others, misunderstandings and low productivity. One of the important areas that a global leader must develop is understanding and managing the expressions and communication style used by others. Let's see why it's vital to improve our communication in multicultural environments and how we can avoid jumping to conclusions.
One of the important areas that a global leader must develop is the understanding, managing, and assimilating the style of communication used by others, as well as the non-verbal expressions. I imagine you have noticed how in team conversations, some interrupt others and even raise their voices while someone else is speaking. For some, this behavior reveals anxiety, lack of respect, or lack of interest towards the person who is talking. For others, this is common and a sign of active participation in a conversation. It shows interest, and it is a way to create a good group atmosphere where people are having a good time. As human beings, we tend to judge without knowing the facts involved in specific situations, and often we would like the rules that we know and feel comfortable with to be applied by those with whom we interact. However, in teams and in multicultural environments, the values, beliefs, and behaviors behind each action are less obvious than you can imagine and do not always allow generalization and application of personal norms. A good foundation for effective communication in this globalized era is not imposing our communication style and not having a negative attitude towards different styles of communication. This tendency simply shows lack of cultural understanding. In this globalized era in which we live, it is important to know that there are those who value direct and open communication, while others prefer an indirect and more conservative approach. Each individual, group, and organization has different styles of communication based on their own culture. So, what can I do as a global leader to avoid jumping into conclusions? Some ideas to keep in mind that are always useful when trying to achieve success in this area are, first of all, to understand that developing this ability is a process and that in some instances it might not be pleasant since it will require your acceptance towards new communication styles and adjustments. Also, you can find useful to give the benefit of the doubt to those who need it, even if the situation is not in their favor. Further, it is also important not using gestures or facial expressions when listening carefully to others to avoid appearing like we are disapproving what they are saying. Also, before jumping into conclusions, listen and ask questions with the intention of understanding others or knowing what are the facts in order to avoid saying or doing things that others might perceive as wrong. Then, if the matter is not significant or relevant, forget it. If it is, try to have all the possible information in order to avoid drawing conclusions. Also, if you have a conversation for the first time with a stranger, carefully observe the person and the information presented to you. Do not get carried away by general elements such as nationality, how do they use their eyes, the way that they are dressed, or how they speak to determine what kind of person they are. There are several options that can help you improve your ability to avoid jumping into conclusions too soon, especially in the area of communication. You can improve your ability to communicate effectively. Come to Lead and For. We can help you in that effort to connect effectively with others by increasing your influence in each situation, as well as by relating and identifying with people in a way that increases your influence with them. Also, you can increase your cultural awareness. We can help you to identify how culture impacts interactions, business effectiveness, communications, and leadership. In addition, we can help you understand the why behind common behaviors which are influenced by culture, how to minimize misunderstandings, maximize productivity, and see results and success. We need to develop the skill of not jumping into conclusions, keeping in mind that there is more to every person, group, and organization than meets the eye. There is a series of values, experiences, personalities, beliefs, and others that everyone does not show in their first meeting. This is a broad topic, and I hope that these skills that I have shared with you help you to achieve success as a global leader and avoid jumping into conclusions. Go ahead and start putting these ideas into practice, knowing that they can serve you in every area of your life. Leading Force can help you in this effort. Do not hesitate to let us know how we can help you, your team, and your organization.
I hope that you had a moment of reflection on this topic. Also, that these tips and tools that we have shared in the last 6 blogs and videos in this series will help you take action to increase your productivity in the globalized world that we live, but also to have more clarity on your next step and have better results and higher levels of achievements. Like this video and remember that you can benefit others if you share this material. Visit our YouTube channel to subscribe and click on the little bell to receive notifications on the new videos. In the meantime, while we meet again, I want you to reflect on what can you do during this week to avoid jumping into conclusions.